Did you receive any assistance from Scotland Yard?
I never got past Constable Burns.
Obstructive moron. My brother is nearly killed in a vicious assault, and you can't even get in to see Lestrade.
Don't let anger dim your wit. The Yard is ignorant of our Diogenes discovery. That's a good thing, as you would ordinarily be the first to say. We don't yet know what variety of foul play we're dealing with.
Your pardon, Watson. My anger at the would-be assassins has made me muzzy. I have a fierce thirst. Only justice will slake it.
I think you mean revenge.
So be it. Have you begun your journal entries, Doctor?
Any matter in which you take an interest may have enduring public consequences.
Your investigative efforts expose several productive leads, Watson.
But no obvious starting point for our inquiry. They say a good beginning ensures a good outcome.
We are not so credulous to think so. There is more here than a common attempted murder.
So I surmised.
The matter will not admit of a simple resolution, but I will not rest until the wretch is punished. There is a matter I should like to put to Inspector Lestrade.
Can the Yard assist in our inquiries?
Expectations are low, and your point about official ignorance is well taken. The inspector has neither need nor capacity to know what we know. Still, his title might become the rough water we'll confront. What items might have assisted your own inquiries, Watson?
The bull's eye wouldn't have been amiss, and a nimble brain would have helped.
The former is here somewhere. We can secure it. The latter is more than sufficient. Don't troll for compliments, Doctor. Did you collect other evidence at the Diogenes that might assist us?
I couldn't perform a proper search. It's dark as Guinness in there. The damp and unstable conditions didn't help, and Forbes was about.
Yes, he will complicate matters, but the damage to the rooms may be of interest, and there may be other physical evidence we must return eventually. You know my methods, Watson. It is the scene of a crime. Have we neglected assistance from any quarter, Watson?
I don't believe you've fully exploited your journalistic connection. I know you value his knowledge and connections.
It may be time to pay him another visit. Combined with the right cosmetics, this would do nicely. Take your pistol, will you, Watson? There's no telling what this case will bring.
For once I am ahead of you, Holmes. It is in my pocket.
My compliments, Mr. Rigby. The early bird gets the worm, what?
News don't wait on a slugger-bed, Mr. Holmes. I'm sorry about your brother's misfortune. Government can't afford the loss. What are his prospects, sir, if I might ask?
His condition is guarded. Your concern is appreciated.
Well, the best of British luck to him. And pardon the banner, I'm obliged to display it.
You must make your living, Jonas, as must we all. Any dubious goings-on in the vicinity, Mr. Rigby?
Business has been brisk, Mr. Holmes. The reports of your brother's accident have been devoured by the public, ravenous for morsels of misfortune.
Fools cannot be educated or converted, Jonas. They may only be exposed. You have strength to continue straightway, Watson.
Strength doesn't signify, Holmes. It's the will that counts. I've got a nasty catarrh, and I'm exhausted, but my spirit is undaunted.
Stout fellow. Let's carry on. Forbes, I'd like to go inside. Please assist me.
Until further notice, sir, the club is closed to members and guests.
I'm not here for a scotch and soda. I wish to examine the premises.
Impossible. Only authorised representatives of the constabulary are allowed inside.
What are you playing at, you deluded martinet? You...
Your attitude is deplorable, Forbes, but I suppose I must oblige you. Hello, Oggy. Anything doing?
Not enough. Give people what they want and where's a thanks. But I'll forget me manners. Condolences on your brother's demise.
Your expression is premature. Mycroft is alive.
Oh, but near death, surely. I have it on the best authority.
Your source is impeachable. Demand a refund. What more have you heard about the Diogenes Club explosion?
A working stiff don't have time for idle chatter, Mr. Holmes. Even surmise always a prize.
On principle, I never purchase information. Perhaps you can suggest how we might overcome this scruple.
Indeed I can. Ante up a shilling and we'll play a little free card monty for the tidbit. Best 2 out of 3. You win, the info's free. Lose, it's yours for 10 bob. Eh? It's been a pleasure, Mr. Holmes. Better luck next time.
Luck, I suspect, has nothing to do with it. You can keep the shilling, but I won't pay more for useless information. Oggy, are you always plying your dubious trade?
The rich can afford to rest, Mr. Holmes. A poor man must make brass where he can.
As you seem to appreciate a platitude, you might reflect on the one that declares that there is no rest for the wicked. Feel like being taught your business, Oggy?
You can always try. It's been a pleasure.
That would be novel. I doubt I received the first one. A quiet watch, Constable?
As I prefer it, Mr. Holmes.
I'd like a word with Lestrade.
You're not alone, sir, but the inspector is engaged, and he's left particular orders not to be disturbed even by you.
Is Oggy still schooling you at 3-card Monty?
The man's an unnatural wizard. I never win. I swear he could retire to Blackpool on the brass he's taken off me.
It's a mug's game, Constable, but nobody wins all the time. The yard seems quite deserted. What's the reason?
Lawful folk are at home, and the criminal classes see I'm on duty. I'm always on duty. Haven't had a tea break in donkey's years.
Municipal architecture is the most depressing art form known to man.
You don't approve of the design? The builder tried to convey solidity.
Better he should have died in the attempt. What he achieved is merely ponderous when it's not positively oppressive.
I'll take that as a no, shall I?
The cause of Scotland Yard's plummeting reputation is easily discerned. They do no business here. Perhaps we should ignore Lestrade.
There was little point in our venturing down here if we don't raise him. Your idea is sound. Act on it.
How might the constable's commitment to his duty be overcome, Watson?
He's an officious brute, Holmes. But I'd wager you know his weakness.
Matron, I would like to see my brother Mycroft Holmes.
Your desire and hospital policy do not happen to coincide.
Hospital policy be damned, he's in a precarious condition.
Language, Mr. Holmes. Don't make me call the police.
Why this animus? Is it that incident with the bedpans? Do you still hold a grudge for that student prank?
Assume what you will. Your tenure here was mercifully brief. The medical profession lost nothing when you left us.
No need to be insulting, matron.
As neither of you have any official standing here, please move along.
A person in your position should not be guided by prejudice, matron.
You've never thought much of my judgment or my authority, Mr. Holmes. Now, if there's nothing more, please leave. Confine your movement to this hall, or you'll be forcibly removed.
Is change forbidden at Bart's?
So it would seem. I feel transported back in time.
Indeed, to the Dark Ages or some similarly dismal and repressive era.
No. To my days as a staff surgeon.
Perhaps to the heyday of the Inquisition. A single glimpse of Matron the Merciless recalled a legion of disagreeable memories. I'd like to throttle the desiccated old bat.
Render a valuable public service, but I doubt you would make the Queen's Honours List for your trouble.
How did you bypass this impediment?
Via the morgue. It's the only convenient way to enter and avoid a night in the Bow Street lockup.
Suggestions, Watson? Before the top of my head blows off, please.
Calm yourself, Holmes. She is a law unto herself, but like many petty tyrants, she may be favourably disposed toward the trappings and requests of officialdom.
Watson, will this influenza become an epidemic?
I don't know, Holmes, but any viral disease poses a serious risk even to the healthy.
In that case, a hospital is no place to be. Let us stay no longer than absolutely necessary. I trust you have no objection if we visit the coroner.
You trust in vain. Dr. Watson has recently pestered him. I can't think of any reason why you should do the same. Confine your...
Feel like being told?
You can all...
Contrary to the adage, Oggy, the hand is not always quicker than the eye. Yours is prosecutably slow.
Have a heart. Keep it to yourself. Here's a nugget. 2 hard Irish lads was in the city, both of 'em familiar with the niceties of gelignite and mean enough to use it. Trashing a fancy English club might just suit their fancy.
Names? Whereabouts?
No names.
Suppose I tell the police that this game has never been on the square and that you've nicked them all.
No need to get violent. I heard those boyos was looking for a party name of Boyd something. A coal miner, I heard. That's all I got, I swear.
That may be what the police call a lead. I have to be somewhat more discriminating. You want to know the secret to Augie's success?
Only slightly less than the Ripper's real name.
Might I see Lestrade on the strength of it?
The door is yours. Once inside, you're on your own hook.
Fine. After Augie manipulates the cards, tell him to move away from the table. Say that if your card is not one of those face down, he's in for a stay at Pentonville. I guarantee you'll start to recoup some of your losses.
He's been bombing a card, then.
Some secrets are just too tawdry to tell, Constable. Sergeant, might I have a word with Inspector Lestrade?
You might, Mr. Holmes, if he were free, but as you see, he's not.
Dissipating his meagre talents on trivialities, no doubt.
You'd know best. If you wish to wait, you may take a seat.
Police bureaucracy is perfectly suited for certain types of work.
What types are those, Holmes?
The tedious, the repetitive, the fatuous, the unimaginative, and the squalid.
As that covers most criminal activity, it's a wonder you stay busy.
Drop the sarcasm, Doctor. I'm determined to be angry with the police. If I am unreasonable, I expect you to humor me. You appear discomfited, Watson. Is there a problem?
Do not concern yourself, Holmes. The draught is wreaking havoc on my sinuses. Simply makes me feel more thick-headed than usual.
Is there anything here to detain us further, Watson?
If we don't talk to Lestrade, did we not waste our time?
Sergeant, has the elderly female party become a permanent fixture?
You might say, Mr. Holmes. She used to char here. Now she thinks we're guests in her parlour. Haven't the heart to disabuse her.
When might Lestrade be available, Sergeant?
I couldn't say, sir. She's been burning his ear for a longish spell and shows no sign of weakening. I got tongue-lashed for interrupting.
What's her problem?
Claims her brother's being wrongfully detained. Flapdoodle, of course. But the inspector's going the extra mile. There being allegations of high-handedness. He may see Gregson looking over his shoulder, if you take my meaning.
Sergeant, what's in the evidence chest at the moment?
No fishing expeditions, Mr. Holmes. You know better. Let's just say everything in there is accounted for.
Sergeant, why is that man being held in the lockup?
Nutty as the proverbial fruitcake, as you can hear. He's waiting for a lift to St. Mary's.
What is the delay?
That woman claims he's nut bunkers. She says he's sick.
She is indubitably correct, but how sick, and from what? How's the family, Sergeant?
Down with the grip, Mr. Holmes. Terrible cramps. I'm far from tip-top myself.
Sorry to hear it. Might I speak with Inspector Gregson?
Of course. And might I say, sir, how sorry I am about your brother. It's out of human hands, isn't it? Terrible business, these gas explosions.
Yes, thank you, Sergeant. I'll just pop over to Gregson.
Mr. Holmes, Doctor, what can I do for you?
Has there been any news concerning the fire at the Diogenes?
The brigade confirmed our suspicions, sir. A spark of unknown origin ignited a gas main. The explosion was a regrettable accident.
What is regrettable, Inspector, is that the brigade doesn't possess the brain power to perform simple logic. As long as the cause of the spark remains unknown, the ultimate cause of the fire cannot be otherwise. Does Lestrade have anything to add to the brigade's report?
Doubtful. He has several cases running and was eager to close the book on this one.
Typical. Always the easy way.
Well, he's not as acute as he was, and compassion is not a strong point, but our workload is quite overwhelming.
If the man is overworked, let him say so. Platitudes merely mask incompetence and lack of imagination. The callous numbskull.
Holmes, please, moderate your tone. Well spoken, Mr. Holmes, if you'll permit me to say so.
Can you give me authority to investigate this Diogenes business?
That I can't, Mr. Holmes, and it pains me to deprive you, but Lestrade is in charge. I can't interfere, I'm sorry.
Do you credit the rumour that Irish hooligans are abroad in the city?
If you're suggesting that terrorists are behind the Diogenes explosion, Mr. Holmes, I can't encourage you.
What if there were evidence of a bomb having been ignited?
If you have such evidence, I want to see it. I'd want to know where it was found and why it was not turned over to the office. But I believe there is no such evidence. The Diogenes is not their sort of target.
Tell that to my brother.
I think that's enough, Holmes.
May a patient's maladies be diagnosed from their ravings?
A specialist might be able to. I'll wager alcohol plays a part in this episode.
Is it current drink, a history of abuse, or a seizure?
It's a fair question.
Note the particularity of his tics and gyrations.
They are suggestive.
And the alterations of his complexion.
An even better observation. I have been as previous as the police. The man is ill, some form of epilepsy, perhaps.
Sergeant, I believe your prisoner is ill.
There's no doubt about it, Mr. Holmes. Mentally defunct, I'd say. Criminally insane. No telling what he'll get up to on the loose.
I think not. He's an epileptic. Dr. Watson will support my observation.
Well, I'm loath to contradict you, Mr. Holmes. But your say-so just don't cut it in this instance. The bloke's loopy.
How can we talk to the brute and not get arrested, Watson?
We can wait and watch our hair turn grey, or help his current victim along.